B'Torah Ohr, Sof Parshas Vayeshev Zeloshono. So it's brought in Torah Ohr Vayeshev, V'od Zos V'gam Ata Tadin Espesi, and further, and brings from the Navi that you will also judge my house. Tadin Dina de Malchus Dina. That's the judgment of the kingship, of the kingdom is judgment. Ki b'dvarim lo yivaser aved. Because with words alone, the servant will not be rebuked. You have to have an actual judgment. Who is this servant? He ha-nefesh bahamis. B'tzarech la'kos b'shevet. And you have to hit it with a stick. La'olam yargiz chulo, which is the idea of a person should always be angry. Yetzer tov al yetzer hara. That should have anger of the good inclination against the evil inclination. Hi b'chinas zeyason shel chayes chulo ein shama. That's the idea of the sweat that of fire of the holy animal angels. That's why it's a judgment that falls down, becomes the Nahar Nidur, Dinur, the river of fire, and so forth. And according to this, you can understand the idea of the policemen, that they hit with the stick, Shoftim, according to the judgment of the judges, to anyone that does not listen. Like Rashi explains in Sanhedrin, that is to hit the animalistic soul with a stick, like we said, of the good inclination, angry over the evil. Just like the sweat that's drawn from the fear. So too, the animalistic soul, you need to draw upon it. At any rate, the fear of punishment, physical and spiritual. And like our sages said, and if not, you should mention to him the day of death, if he doesn't stop wanting to sin. That a person reminds themselves like of this. So it's a concept of fear of onesh, in holy judgment. So too, like it's brought in the Mamar of how I am to my beloved who shepherds amongst the roses, just like the rose flips from the color red to the color white through the fire, Adam, so to the animalistic soul that's rooted in the concept of Edom, flips to the color white, to be, I will, that you'll become white like snow, this alidei Esha, through the concept of fire, and the concept of the fire below is self-afflictions and afflictions and fasting. To lessen one's fat and blood. Sham gam al derech, or ad kan sham gam al derech haniska b'dibur maschal hazino. So that again, that's the concept of judgments to sweeten. The concept of like the shota, the judgments against the bad. Also that's brought in the Mamar about Hazino, concerning the idea of plowing that weakens the earth softens the earth, and that refers to a person having a broken and contrite heart. And that's the idea of the broken and even more broken blast of the shofar. Look what's brought about the idea of plowing in the Mamar about gathering water. That's the idea of the left pushing away. That the left hand is under my head. And that is that they lower themselves during the 10 days of tshuva and all of the admissions and we say that we were repulsive and we made a mistake and so forth. So that's all the concept of the shoftim, the judgments. And before in this Mamar we said that Shoftim come from the supernal mother, Ima of Bina, Ilah, Veshotrim, Mitzad Malchus, and Shotrim, the police come, the bailiffs from Malchus. Yishlom al derech imein yira Ilah, and that's like the statement, if you don't have fear, the supernal fear, Sheshur Shemov Mochas Nima, Ein Chachma, so you don't have wisdom. So because if you don't have the fear, you don't have this hidden wisdom, you don't have the judgment of the hidden wisdom of Mochas Nima. Bina mekabelas memochas tima, and Bina receives from this hidden wisdom as they were Shoftim, and that's the concept of judges, the judgments that come from the hidden wisdom to the Bina. Mshachas yirei la b'nefesh, which is drawing down this supernal fear of Chachmei into the soul, into Bina, and so forth. And if you don't have wisdom, so then you don't have the lower fear. Like it's brought in the Siddur, the Mamar about that they should make tzitzis. This is also the idea of two types of bowing down, chitzonius upnimius, the external and the inner. It's like it's brought in the Mamar of establishing the house. Going to the base of Mikdash, there's two types of hishtachava. Shoftim. So again, that's the concept of two kinds of fear. Shoftim that the judges are the higher fear. To have an inner bowing down. And the bailiffs are to have a lower fear. So that is an external bowing down. To do it at least if you're forced and so forth. Gam Yishlomar, or in fear. Or we can also say that the justice is to Elokim, v'sof davaras Elokim yira, and at the end you will fear Elokim. Perhaps it's the two levels of fear, the concept of mishpat and the concept of the fear of Elokim. Because you have Elokim in Bina, Gvura, and Malchus. Look, as brought in that Elokim spoke. Concerning the idea of returning and that you should fear. The concept of tshuva and yira. Together, and tshuva being Bina. But you have two concepts of the name of Elokim. Ha'alef ki havaya hu Elokim. The first is that Havaya is the Elokim, the level of Elokim as it is Havaya. Beis Shem Havaya Be'alos V'Latika Elokim Chashuv. And the second is Havaya. When it goes upwards, it becomes like Elokim. So one is Elokim as it is Havaya, and the other is Havaya as it goes up to be Elokim. Based in Agadol, based in Stam. And that's like the difference between you have the great based in and a regular based in. Ein Bahramazrish Parshas Shoftim v'sof Parsha Anal. And look in the Ramaz and Zohar there. V'hinei al yidei sheha'odem mekayim b'chinas v'yedaita hayom v'ashavos achulu. When a person fulfills that they should know today, and place it on your heart, ki havaya hu elokim, that havaya is elokim, bebeis b'chinos anal, in either of these, in both of these ways, al yidei zeh mekayim b'chinas shoftim v'shotrim. To this you fulfill the idea of judges and bailiffs, shoseh din ba'atzmo, that you make a judgment on yourself, mibichinas ki hamishpah le'elokim hu, that the justice should be to Elokim. V'hinei amru zal b'rabos Parshas Shoftim b'makom sheish din din chulu v'chulu. That it says in Medrash Rabbah in Shoftim that in a place where there is justice, where there is judgment, there is no judgment. Meaning, that if you have the judgment up below, the judgment is not made above with divine decree. And in Medrash Tillim it goes at length in this, and that when they take his job, so to speak, and make the judgment on the earth, so the Holy One, blessed be He, judges them with mercy. Like it goes, like it says, if you go in my statutes, so it's brought in the book the jug of flour from the Bechaya. Din, in the concept of din. And the concept is because the judgment above is specifically through Malchus, the building of Malchus is from the strictnesses, like it's brought in the Mamar Rosh Hashanah, that Adonai should open my mouth. But it's explained there, that there's two concepts of the five strictnesses. The first is from Malchus Agormim Lihios Bia, in order to that cause that they should have the worlds of Bria Tzirosiyah, Yesh V'davar Nifrad, as an existence and something separate. Habez Hegvoros Mimutakos, and the second is five sweetened strictnesses, Hamamshich Hamashpim Habitl Bahayesh, that draw down and give flow of the nullification to the existence, V'zewinyan Adnai, and that's the concept of the name Adnai, Aleph Din, that has the Aleph with the judgment, with the letters Din. Shadin Nimtak Al Aleph Pele, that the judgment of in the name Adnai is sweetened through the Aleph, which is Pele, the wonder of Keser of Rachamim. Vayin b'dibur ha'maschil tiku b'chodesh v'zel shon, when Lupa is brought in the Mamar, blow in the month, the shofar, and this is what it says, U'lechein Rosh Hashanah yom hadin v'chulu, then therefore that Rosh Hashanah is the day of judgment, ki liyos oris chad shusachayos klali shel shana zu yesh al zeh kama kitrugim, because in order to have the renewal of the general life force of this year, there's a number of accusing angels, Allah Adam, on man, imroi lekach, if they're fitting for the renewal, if you can draw down to have upon him the supernal will, may be blessed in the revelation of his kingship, may be blessed. And Sham, look over there, that's why it's the day of judgment. So you're sweetening the judgment with the shofar. V'ayin or drush yud omkim, and look what in the Mamar about this, the 10 depths of Sefer Yetzirah, she'im atzilus l'biyah tzarech lios binyan hamalchus, that if you're coming from Atzilus to the worlds of Bria Tzirosiyah, you don't have to build the Malchus Shumikor de Bia, which is the source for Bria Tzirosiyah, the Gvuros, through the strictnesses. So if from Atzilus to Biyah you need that, Kal v'chomer me'hamay tzilin ne'atzalim, so how much more so when it's from the emanated to the emanated above to the world of Atzilus. Shiyum shachli hiyos eser sfiros, to draw down to have 10 sfiros. In the first place, tzarech liyos tzimtzumim rabim yoser, you have to have many more confinements. V'zeu inyan yud omkim, and that's the concept of the 10 depths. Omek gematria gvura, the depth is the gematria of strictness of gvura, kamogid hamayan, like the vein of the Mayan, the flow from below the spring. Hanovea matom v'chulu. Ulechein amru razal, and therefore our sages said, Shumanuso shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu din, that therefore Hashem's work, his, so to speak, career, is judgment. So that's because in order to give any flow, you have to have a concept of judgment, whether it's from Atzilus to Biyah, or how much more, so from beyond Atzilus to the 10 Spheros. So that's the concept of giving flow, is din. So too with the idea of opening with blessing and closing with blessing. But when the man does the concept of judgment, Shoftim, v'Shotrim titen lecha, with the idea of that he gives judges and bailiffs, so that draws down to have the sweetened gvuros, like the gvura of arich, that's called kindness. The halei smaller bahayatika canal, that there's no left side in that atik, because atika can also refer to arich. And this is like it's broad Medrash Rabba Emor Parsha Lamed Yalos Sadav Zeh Olam V'Chulu, like it says that we'll exalt the field, that's the world, Lifnei Havaya, in front of Hashem. V'ayim Ashikasam Yizeh B'makom Acher B'dirush V'im B'Sadim Matzah V'Din Memutak Zeh Alerach Kos Yishuos. So again, the concept of if you find her in the field, the Ein Moshiela, the Ein is a saving for her. And the sweetened judgment, so it's like the cup of saving, from the concept of Yeshuos, Shenai Nahor, in that which is in front of the name Havaya, like we said with the idea of Elokim as it goes up to Atik, it's considered like Elokim, the higher Elokim, the higher judgment, the Gevuros Memutakos, the Elokim as it's sweetened by Rachmim. Of Keser, Imken Dinze, Hu Rachmim, if so, this judgment is mercies, Tevel, Beis Pamim, Reshud Vav, and that the word Tevel is the 2 times Reshud Vav, which is the concept of the Gvuros, and I guess you should put Tevel with Tzedek. Tzedek you. Ein Shoftim, and somehow that's Rachmim. It's the judgments that are sweetened, I guess. Ein Shoftim b'ramaschel ve'yetzlo amon gabi misachekes b'tevel artzo. Look what's brought in the Mamar of how the Torah was to him Amon, that he plays in Tevel, his land. He has the joy in Tevel, Misharim, and straightforward. So again, that's the concept of Tevel, is the sweetening of the Gvuros. Ishbot b'misharim, I guess. In this Tishrei Osios Yisharis, that Tishrei is the same letters as to serve al derech asos hayashar, similar to the idea of to become straightforward, beinei havaya, in the eyes of Hashem. So Tishrei is Yisharis, is become Yashar in the eyes of Hashem. Hu yishbot Tevel b'tzedek v'amim be'im yisharim. So that's what it is. So Tevel will be judged with tzedek, and so that's Rosh Hashanah. And Amim, the nations, be'im yisharim, and so Misharim, all of this judgment is like Tishrei, which is Yisharis. Vayin mashikos mizeh b'dibur hamas b'makom acher v'drush b'im b'sadeh metza'av v'din memutak zeh al derech kos yeshuos. And he says it again, that look what's brought in this Mamar. If you find her in the field, that the sweetened judgment is like the cup of savings. Esha, the Yosfa, al hates bain, the fire that sits on 5 fingers, or ve'esa, kusishus esa, that I lift up the cup, not in fire. The Yosfa hates bain, that sits on 5 fingers, of the 5 strictness esa lebechinas kos denase imay law, and lift up the cup that goes up to the supernal mother of Bina. So like we're saying here, that you had the concept of Malchus, of the Gvuros and Bina, and it's lifting up to the higher Gvuros, the sweetened Gvuros. V'hetz bon, and the 5 fingers, he Gvuros, lios posech bebaruch v'chosim bebaruch canal, to open with baruch and end with baruch, with like in benching on the cup. Shoftim v'shotrim, that is through the judges and bailiffs. Nase posech v'chosim makol bebaruch. So you have the opening and the closing it all with blessing.